The first thing Elias Cade noticed was how badly the armor was damaged. The alien lay propped against the inner wall of Hangar Bay 3, motionless except for the slow rise and fall of her chest. The plating that covered her body was scorched, cracked, and partially fused from energy impacts. Whoever she was, she had been at the center of a serious firefight. Elias wiped grease from his hands and sighed. He was a combat engineer, not a medic, and definitely not a diplomat. But the outpost commander had given him a simple order: repair the armor and keep the alien alive until pickup. Just my luck, Elias muttered as he knelt beside her. The alien was taller than any human woman he'd seen, her form elegant even in stillness. The armor followed her shape closely, black and silver plates etched with faintly glowing glyphs. Elias assumed she was some kind of elite soldier from one of the Coalition species. The galaxy was full of warrior cultures, after all. He activated his diagnostic tool and ran a scan. The armor wasn't just protection, it was life support, neural-linked to the wearer. Several systems were failing. Whoever designed this is a genius, Elias said under his breath. And a maniac. As he began carefully removing a damaged plate, the alien's eyes opened. They were a deep, luminous violet, filled with sudden alertness. Elias froze. "Easy," he said quickly, raising his hands. "I'm not here to hurt you." She studied him in silence, her gaze sharp despite her injuries. Then she spoke, her voice low and resonant, filtered faintly through the armor. "You are human." "Yeah," Elias said. "Name's Elias. I fix things. Mostly things that explode." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "Then you are my enemy." "Well, technically," Elias admitted, "the paperwork says we're neutral. But right now, I'm just trying to keep you from dying." That seemed to confuse her. She looked down at the exposed circuitry of her armor, then back at him. "You risk yourself for a stranger?" Elias shrugged. "Armor like this failing would kill you in an hour. Maybe less." Didn't feel right leaving it broken. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then, slowly, she inclined her head. "Proceed, human engineer." The work took hours. Elias replaced conduits, patched cracked plating, and jury-rigged a power bypass using spare human components. The alien watched him the entire time, asking precise, intelligent questions about his methods. "You modify technology without reverence," she observed. Elias laughed. "Tech that can't be fixed isn't worth worshipping." At one point, his hand slipped, and he cut himself on a jagged edge. Before he could react, the alien reached out, her gauntlet glowing briefly. The bleeding stopped instantly. Elias blinked. "Ah, thanks." "You are careless," she said, "but brave." Story of my life. As the final systems came online, the armor hummed with renewed power. The alien straightened, strength visibly returning to her posture. "You have restored more than my armor," she said. "You have preserved my life." Elias smiled tiredly. "Happy to help, soldier." Her expression shifted, something like amusement, or perhaps sadness. "I am not a soldier," she said. Before Elias could ask what she meant, the hangar doors trembled. Alarms blared as unknown vessels exited hyperspace, just outside the station. Elias swore. "That's not our pickup." The alien rose to her full height, armor fully awakened now. The glyphs blazed brighter, and the air itself seemed to vibrate around her. "They have found me," she said. "Who?" Elias asked, grabbing his toolkit and backing toward cover. "My enemies," she replied calmly. "And yours now." The first boarding explosions rocked the station. Armed figures poured in, heavily armored, insectoid aliens wielding plasma weapons. Elias ducked behind a crate as bolts scorched the deck. The alien stepped forward, placing herself between Elias and the attackers. "Stay behind me, human." She moved with terrifying grace. Energy flared from her armor, forming shields and weapons Elias had never seen. Each motion was precise, devastating. Where her enemies advanced, they fell. Elias stared, awe-replacing fear. "You said you weren't a soldier." "I am not," she replied, deflecting a blast that would have vaporized him. "Soldiers serve." She turned, violet eyes burning with authority. "I command." A massive shockwave erupted from her armor, clearing the hangar in a single, overwhelming strike. Silence followed, broken only by the hum of damaged machinery. Moments later, new ships appeared on sensors, sleek, regal vessels bearing unfamiliar insignia. The alien relaxed slightly and turned to Elias. "My name is Sarathiel," she said, "Queen of the Aurelian Ascendancy." Elias felt his knees weaken. "You're the queen?" "Yes. And he gestured weakly at her armor, "patched you up with spare wire and duct sealant." Sarathiel's lips curved into a small smile. "You treated me as an equal, as a person, not as royalty." The hangar doors opened, and armored figures knelt as they entered, lowering their weapons in reverence. Sarathiel stepped forward, then paused. She looked back at Elias. "Human engineer," she said, "you have saved my life without knowing who I was. Such a thing is rare among the stars." Elias scratched his head. "Guess I just saw broken armor." "And that," she replied, "is why humanity will endure." She extended her hand. After a heartbeat, Elias took it. "Come with us," Sarathiel said. "My people owe you a debt. I owe you more." Elias looked at the wrecked hangar, the distant stars beyond, and the kneeling alien warriors. Repairing armor had never changed his life before. "All right," he said, smiling. "But next time, tell me if you're royalty." Sarathiel laughed, a sound like distant bells. "Very well, Elias Cade," the alien queen said. "From this day forward, you are under my protection." And in that moment, the galaxy gained something far more dangerous than a repaired queen. It gained a human she trusted.